The footage of crashes, mishaps, and accidents within this video is presented strictly for educational and informational purposes to illustrate crucial lessons in RV safety, responsible road practices, and personal preparedness.
Coming at you fast like a freight train ride. Another crazy, stupid RV design. Smoking sparks, no fear, no mild. Buckle up, it's RVs Gone Wild.
That's right, we just got back from our big trip where we went to Alberta, all over BC. We went into the Yukon. We experienced 24-hour daylight. We went to Alaska. It was crazy. We put out a couple of camping videos and we've got a couple more coming, so make sure you watch out for those. But now, let's get on with the show. Classic meets capable. Dennis K's rig is a 1979 F350 4x4 hauling a 2004 Lance 1161 truck camper. It's mostly original with a slide-out dining room. He's added 1,100 watts of solar with a 3,000 watt inverter. Hey, I just got up to 1,100 watts of solar on my RV. Lithium batteries, of course. He says his grandkids love it, and I can see why. Appreciate you sending it in, Dennis. By the way, I'm hoping to get to 25,000 subscribers this summer. We're getting close, but I need your help. Please subscribe to this channel, and hopefully this video earns your subscription. In Mayhill, New Mexico, Bryant and Carla spotted a wildly painted schoolie with 2 rabbits and 2 chickens riding in rooftop cages. It caught their eye at a gas station, and I'm guessing it turned heads everywhere. Thanks for sending that one in. I've talked about it before. We've joked about it before, and a bunch of you truck drivers have admonished the RV community for making this mistake. When you're pulling out of a gas station, be extra careful of that swing around. They usually have these extra big poles to protect the gas station, and your RV is going to lose the battle with that pole. Be very, very careful pulling out of a gas station. The very first time I bought my very first trailer, I learned my very first lesson of RVing, which is always gas up before you pick up your trailer. I left the RV dealership with an empty tank and had to go navigate a Chevron gas station, never having driven an RV trailer before. That was literally the very first thing I had to do. It was ugly. I've learned my lesson since. Number 1, I know how to get around a gas station. Number 2, always gas up before you pick up your trailer. I couldn't remember if I showed this before, and if I had, oh well, I just think it looks cool. I kept wondering if it's Photoshop, but I think it's real. What do you think? We sometimes have to keep our dogs in the trailer. In fact, I'll be talking about my waggle soon that I just got, how we can monitor our dog in the trailer.
She's barking.
Yep, she's barking at the camera that's moving. But this one, I don't think was getting monitored by a waggle cam. This dog wanted to get out. This dog figured out how to get out, at least partially. He looks really proud and happy of his work, though. Derek J. saw this neat European-style camper truck. One of my favorite acronyms in RVing is GOAL, get out and look. It comes from the trucking world, where when you're backing up your truck and you're not sure, you get out and look. I can't think of one time that I pulled into a camping spot with at some point as I was backing in, I stop the vehicle and I get out and look. Even though my wife is watching for me and has a radio, even though I've got a camera, you just need to get out and look, let your brain kind of calculate all the distances involved. So when you get back in, you have a much smoother conclusion and you don't end up making regretful mistakes like this. Just going a foot too far probably cost him hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Our buddy Chris Spencer, who runs the KOA at the Sam's Town in Vegas, sent us a whole bunch of pictures, as he always does. Really appreciate it. He's one of our biggest fans. And yes, I still owe you an interview. I want to show the world what it's like to run a Las Vegas RV park at a casino on the Boulder Strip in Vegas. Here we've got a homemade Super C. On this one, he wanted us to look at the detail and all the different Disney graphics, including this mural at the bottom on portion of this RV. This Provost coach had some nice colors. How do you pronounce Provost? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. A retro restored camper, unfortunately with no visible AC. It's 100 degrees here every day in July, he says. Yeah, I don't know if you've ever been in an RV above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or into the 40s Celsius. It's brutal even with an air conditioner. And this one's off-road capable. He believes it stayed here before, and he might have sent this one in the past. Yeah, I think you might have actually sent this one, but whatever, it's cool. Thanks for sending it. Talk to you soon, Chris. Dave H. sent us 2 dangerous examples of truck campers that he felt were overloaded on tiny trucks. I know we've seen at least one of these on the channel before. The rigs are so mismatched they kind of look like they're about to snap in half. Dave's point, weight ratings matter. It's not just about comfort, it's safety. Too many rigs on the road are riding dirty. They need to watch those weights. It's only a matter of time before something gives. Thanks for the reminder, Dave. And this is a 1974 Travel Mate, totally restored, beautiful. I spotted it really close to my RV storage, Norwich Creek storage, and I just had to go up and talk to this guy. This thing is like all original, still has the original stove, the original propane fridge. The funny thing is it has a toilet, but it doesn't have any black or gray tanks. That's right. It basically, you hook up the sewer tube directly to the bottom of the toilet. So you better have a big bucket of water for this thing to work. And the gray, well, there's just a little hose that comes out the bottom. Not exactly the most environmentally friendly solution. He's thinking of modernizing it with a tank. He lifted it a little bit from its original setup, but it was still really low to the ground, had a great squat. I don't think I'd want to own a retro trailer like this, but man, they're beautiful. And in one of the last days of our trip, I spotted this one. Again, I love the way these look. It's so gorgeous. It was really well restored. It's just not something I'd want to own, just something I want to look at and admire. These folks were downsizing from a big rig down to a smaller rig, but both rigs just have an amazing solar setup, and that's really what stood out to me on this one. You know, one of the differences I found when I was camping in Alberta versus in the BC mountains is I could get more cell signal, even though sometimes it was low. That's why I was really happy to have one of these to boost the signal. Tired of dropped calls, missed text, or painfully slow data speeds? This little box just changed the game. This is the Travel 3.0 Explore X cell phone booster for overland and off-road use. It's a total beast for overlanders, RVers, remote workers, or anyone living off the grid. Here's how it works. An outdoor antenna grabs a weak signal from the nearest tower, the booster cranks it up, and the indoor antenna blasts it through your vehicle, strong, stable, and crystal clear. You get faster data, clearer calls, and no subscription fees. It works with all major carriers and multiple devices at once, both in the USA and Canada. I did a full unboxing and real-world demo on my channel. You've got to see the results. The thing pulls signal where my phone used to barely work. And oh my gosh, I'm immediately getting multiple bars on my phone where I wasn't getting them before. And there we go. Look, the bars just jumped up to 3 on the LTE. And we got 4. High boost. Stay connected no matter where you are. And back to the show. And speaking of technology, here we've got another Tesla attempting to pull. As we know, they've got all the torque in the world to pull the biggest trailers. The only question really is how far is it going to tow? When are the side panels going to start falling off? And when is it going to catch on fire? I spotted this military-style rig brought in from Sweden after finding out how much these things cost to buy, how much these things cost to build out, and how much these cost to ship over to North America to use them. One thing you can be sure is when you see rigs like this, you know they got the money. Another bad one on the freeway. You know, when you see these, one thing you notice a lot is they are really long rigs with big overhangs. That means if you overstack the weight just a little bit on the back end, this thing's going to be swinging like a pendulum as you drive down the road. So be careful out there. You can drive big rigs on the freeway, but slow down. I wish I had more pictures of this one because I keep looking at it going, how did it get into this position in the first place? What was it doing and where is this? It kind of looks like a parking lot, right? Wish I had more information on this. If anybody knows about this one, let me know. And this one looks like they might even be salvageable, which is a rare moment. I'm sure he's got some bent stuff on this rig. But you'll notice, once again, he's got that big generator on the back. And, you know, as much as these things have the ability to store on the back, if you put a big heavyweight item on the very, very back of your trailer, you better somehow offset that with weight in the front. And even with that, you're really increasing the odds of trailer sway. I don't know all the details behind this one, but with that generator on the back, I can imagine. Another inventive gooseneck car? I have no idea what the purpose is for this. I'm guessing it was just to have fun, build something cool. I'm a big fan of spray foam. I use it in my trailer to try to keep the mice out, to keep the bugs out. I keep a can in my trailer, but I would never do this. This is ridiculous. This is an overuse of foam. This was actually for sale on Marketplace. I hope no one bought it. Gary B just retired and is checking off a cross-country Canada road trip with a 1978 beautiful F-250 Super Cab paired with a restored Adventurer Slumber Queen camper. He's going from Langley, BC, which is just down the road from me, all the way across the country to New Brunswick. He's rolling classic style. I appreciate it, Gary. And with that big adventure, with that beautiful truck, I'm giving you the RVing with Joe Tip of the Hat Gold Star Award for having the coolest Ford on this channel. Have a safe trip. Send pictures our way. Paul V spotted this rig at Arches National Park in Utah. Paul V is living the RV life, and he says he loves our videos. Thanks for watching, and thanks for sending it our way. And Derek J spotted this one at the Peace Arch Crossing going between Canada and the US. Julio R sent us this jaw-dropping clip. Thanks, Julio.
And we've got a recovery, folks. We've got a 1980, some sort of an RV. I call them all Winnebagos, so we're gonna call this one a Winnebago. This thing launched not 40 foot, but 50 foot off of an embankment. It blew through the stop sign, come across the intersection, hit a guardrail, folks. And when he hit this guardrail, the guardrail folded over and it acted like a ramp. This thing projectiled 50 foot through the air, landed on the ground, and just turned into a huge pile of Winnebago.
Want to see how they actually removed this? We actually have a link to Murphy Diesel's YouTube channel in the description. Absolute chaos. Check the link. It's quite the wreck. And another one that just says why you have to be careful. These RVs will not withstand one major crash. Sam S snapped this one, and all we can say is flattened. Whether it was a misstep in towing or some bad weight management, who really knows, but the result speaks for itself. Thanks for sending it our way, Sam. I spotted this one in one of the Alberta Facebook groups. As you know, I just came back from Alberta. It is a camping paradise. There are some real characters out there, and somewhere around Alberta is this beautiful rig. No, this is not AI. No, this is not computer graphics or Photoshop. This is real. This is amazing. Ralph in Alberta, you got a beautiful ride there. Thanks for posting this in the group. I hope you're okay that I posted it here. Comment below and tell us more about it. I want to see the inside. Sue and Bill spotted this in Patoka Lake, Indiana. It's a bus RV call hauler, an example of what an RV can do with a conversion. I'd love to see this driving down the road. And David H saw this heading up to Ojai area in California. Looks like the guy took the shell off and put a bunch of wood scrap in between it and the truck, like a sandwich, almost like a camper shell turducken.
It's time for Turducken.
Turducken. I think that's funny.
Have you heard about the turducken?
The turducken.
I'm cooking up a whole new kind of meal. It's called turducken. It's real. It's got a duck inside, a chicken inside, a turkey.
It's a great recipe, it tastes great, but it's a really interesting way to tow. Let's take a look at some RV and trailer turduckens. Adam M sent this to us. He sent it to us with just one word in the email. Turducken. Somebody spotted this turducken outside a Waffle House where it looks like the truck is towing a trailer, which is towing a Jeep, and the Jeep itself is towing a boat. That's one way to get them all hitched up. I saw somebody complaining on the Crawler Hauler group about how many people keep posting things that aren't crawler haulers. He said there are specific rules to crawler haulers that we call the crawler hauler, and here are some examples. Mark P has been camping for over 62 years, and finally, for the first time, he managed to snap a photo of a true RV turducken in the wild, spotted in southwest Missouri. Thanks for sending that in, Mark. I appreciate it, buddy. And we got this turducken, just a classic lean, long setup. Notice it's being towed by a dually, I bet. And it's still probably overweight. Richard P spotted this in Coding, Wyoming, a traditional truck bed camper mounted to a flatbed gooseneck trailer. Like this badass turducken setup. Looks like this guy is ready to have some fun. And check out this amazing crawler hauler. This is a whole lot of trailer, a whole lot of everything. I'll let the pictures speak for themselves. And Bill H shares his redneck RV. You know, these pop-ups on the back of crawler haulers is one of the first kind I saw, and I always wondered, why do people put them sideways? It would seem like that wouldn't work so well at an RV park, but let's face it, folks who have RVs like this are probably not going to the luxury RV parks, and this makes it so that your deck is a nice front door area for your pop-up. So when you come out, it sort of extends your pop-up area out onto your front deck. So it totally makes sense. World's smallest RV? Michael A spotted this BMW Isetta build at Beatersville 2025. You could almost fit this thing inside a regular RV. Thanks for the link, Michael. Steve J snapped this one at a July 5th car show in Cadillac, Michigan. Clean lines, classic charm. Thanks for sending that in, Steve. I'm darn sure I showed this a long time ago, but it wasn't nearly as good of footage, I believe. And what the heck? This is just crazy. No, it's not AI. It is real. This dude decided to tow a fifth wheel with his car. Sure, I love having an RV on a boat. I love the idea of taking an RV onto a barge, or the RVs that are like also motorhomes that are like amphibious. But otherwise, you really need to keep your trailers out of the water. They're not built for it, and you take your trailer into the water like this, you're guaranteed to ruin it. Paul C found this beach bum rig. He found this vintage truck camper cruising Mission Boulevard in Mission Beach, California. A beachside blast from the past. Thanks, Paul. Gordon C's first camper build is a sleeper. He writes, "This is my first camper build. I found this van for sale and had to get it. I had a soft spot for older Fords. I know how that goes. Other than connections for shore power and solar on the side, you wouldn't even know it's a camper. I can park it anywhere and not get a second look. Now my dog Bone and I can travel." Thanks again for sending it our way. Found this video online, and really, what does it say? It says what I'm always saying, which is these trailers are most often just sheds on wheels. They really can't take any kind of crash. There are some trailers that can, take a licking for sure. They're built a little overbuilt even, but most of them are underbuilt, just barely built. Minimum viable product is what they call it. And when you do crash, you should expect your entire RV to be totaled. And this was an example. Looks like the drivers were fine, but the trailer was not. It's also why I have a hard time considering getting a motorhome, because unless that motorhome is built like an automotive chassis, like a full Prevost bus or a Ford chassis or something like that, I'm not really safe being in an accident with something that's basically a shed or a house on wheels. I don't know if you've seen this meme going around. Even my non-RVing friends were sending me pictures of this. It's this new RV with a box wrap. Not my style, but it will enrage the rich folks at the expensive campgrounds. Now, I can't actually tell if this is a wrap or not, but it is kind of funny to take a really nice rig and throw a wrap on it to make it look like crap. Although, to be serious, you all know, right? You don't want to look like a homeless RV out there in the RVing world in 2025 with all the homeless folks getting rousted everywhere, although some people think not enough and other people think too much. Either way, you want to differentiate yourself from the homeless population with your recreational vehicle, and this is not the way to do it. We all know the motto of my site is get busy living. And Dave H sent this our way. It's somebody else who had the same idea. They spelled it a little differently, but they found this on their boat. Thanks a lot, Dave, for sending that in. At first glance, I was like, what is this? And then I kind of realized what it is. Then I thought, this seems kind of overkill. And then I thought about staying in the desert. And I've been in the desert when it's above 100 degrees Fahrenheit or into the 40s Celsius. Like I said in another video, it is brutal. Really, really rough. So in fact, this is probably a pretty good idea. I bet you this brings the whole trailer down at least 10, 20 degrees Fahrenheit during the hot days. So kudos to the ingenious thinking of this one. I wonder how they get in though. Where's the entry? We got this very little fifth wheel camper. This rascal only has a 970cc engine with a payload of around 1,800 pounds. Hey, thanks for sending this our way. VP took a photograph of this woman with her birds at a Buc-ee's gas station. Apparently it was taken at a Buc-ee's in Kentucky, and she had a Bushwhacker 15-foot camper. The car is a GMC Acadia. Too fast, too furious. They need to slow down. They need to really watch how they're loading their trailers if they're going to be driving this fast. There's a decent chance the tires aren't even rated to drive this fast. Slow down, everybody. I got another travel video coming up soon. Make sure you stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 25,000 subscribers, and we're getting really close. So if you haven't subscribed, please help me out. Help me get to 25,000 this summer. That'd be awesome. I make all these videos for free, and all I ask is that you click subscribe. I hope this video earned your subscription. Thanks, everyone, and get busy living.